Good morning, class 7. So let's continue from where we have left behind. So, come three questions. I'm continuing with page number 12. Those who have their, it can be printing mistake in your book. Come to your second page of three questions. Okay. So we have already done that. That the king was dissatisfied and he decided to consult a hermit. The hermit was a renowned one for his wisdom, and the hermit lived in a wood, and he received none but common folk. So the king put on simple clothes and, leaving his horse and bodyguards behind, went alone. So I will start from fifth stanza, fifth one. So when the king arrived, the frail hermit, frail means very weak, very weak, he was very thin. Uh, the hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and went on digging, breathing heavily. So the king was very weak. So each time he was stroking on the ground with that spade, he was digging the ground, he breathed heavily. The king went up to him and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to seek answers to three questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I most need? And what affairs are the most important? So the king, being disguised as a common folk, he goes to the hermit and asks these three questions. The hermit listened to the king but did not answer. He just recommenced digging. So, what he was doing, he did that without paying, without replying to the king. You are tired, said the king. Let me take the spade and work a while for you. Thank you, said the hermit, and giving the spade to the king, excuse me, sat down on the ground. A little later, when he had dug two beds, the king stopped and repeated his questions. The hermit again gave no answer, but rose and said, Now rest a while and let me work a bed. So each time the king was asking the question, the hermit did not reply. In spite, what did he say? He said to him that you can take rest. You have done a bit of work now. I will take the spade from you and I will work. You take rest. So they were dividing the work. But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. So the king said, No, 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 you are getting weak, you are getting tired. I am doing the work. You can take rest. 1 hour passed and then another, so 2 hours passed. The sun began to sink behind the trees. The king at last stuck the spade into the ground and said, I came to you, wise men, for an answer to my questions. If you can give me none, tell me so, and I will return home. So king is now agitated. So each time he's asking question, the hermit was not giving the answer. So he said, if you don't want to give me the answer, you just tell me directly, I will just go home. Here comes someone running, said the hermit. Let us see who it is. So they certainly heard a noise that someone is running and coming towards them. The king turned round and saw a bearded man come running out of the woods. So he was having beard. Though the picture doesn't have any beard, but he was having beard, mustache, very long mustache and beard. So when he reached the king, he fell to the ground, moaning feebly. Moaning means crying. So the king and the hermit unfastened the man's clothing. Unfastened means he removed his clothes to make him relax. There was a large wound in his stomach. Why they removed the clothes? Because there was a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and bandaged it several times till the blood ceased flowing, till the blood stopped flowing it was readily washed by the king. Meanwhile, the sun had set and it had become cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man inside the hut and laid him on the bed. The king also fell asleep, tired as he was because he had walked the whole day with that spade. He was tired. So, what did he do? What did the king do? The king slept, fell asleep. When he awoke in the morning, he saw the bearded man gazing intently at him. So when he awoke, suddenly awoke, by opening his eyes, he saw that bearded man was continuously looking at him. Forgive me, said the man in a weak voice. As that man was very weak, he was injured. Okay, lots of blood have flown out from his body. So he was very weak and his voice was very low. I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. So king is telling, hey, I don't know you. Why are you asking forgiveness? But I know you. I am that enemy of yours who swore to revenge himself on you because you executed my brother and seized his property. So that man was coming to this king. He had gotten information that the king was in the jungle, in the woods. So this man had come to bespoke revenge on him. Okay. Why? Because his brother was executed by the king, means killed by the king, and their property was seized by the king. The king have already taken their property. So to revenge on that issue, this man was coming to the king to kill him. So and I resolved to kill you on your way back. So he was planning to kill the king on the way back. But the day passed and you did not return. But the king did not return on that particular day because he was tired and fell asleep. He was on the hermit's house only, hermit's hut only. So I came out from my hideaway to find you. So, where this man, this bearded man, was hiding, he came from that hiding point to kill the king, to find the king. That where is king? Why is he not coming back? So I came from my hideaway to find you. I came upon your bodyguards. They recognized me and wounded me. So the bodyguards who were guarding outside the jungle, so they have seen this man, this bearded man, and they remember that this man have come to take revenge on him. So they stabbed him in his stomach. I escaped from them. So anyhow, this man escaped from them and would have bled to death had you not dressed my wound. So he would have died if the blood was not stopped or helped by the king and hermit. I wish to kill you, but you have saved my life. So this man was suddenly changed. He wished to kill the king, but see, the king only saved him from dying. If I leave, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will bid my sons to do the same. Forgive me. So this man realized his mistake and he said, oh, so sad I am. I will not kill you. I forgive me for that and I want to serve you. I will work for you and tell my sons also to be a faithful servant to your kingdom. The king was very glad to have made peace with the enemy. Sorry, this is the next page. I was not. I couldn't come to page number 13. So follow page number 13. So if I leave, sorry, the king was very glad to have made peace with his enemy and to have gained him for a friend. Having taken leave of the wounded man, the king went out and looked around for the hermit. He was outside, on his knees, sowing seeds in the beds that have been dug the day before. So the hermit was not seen. He was talking to the wounded man that the king went out to look around for the hermit. Then he saw outside that on his knees the hermit was sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. So the king have already dug the soil. So there he's saying that the hermit was putting seeds. The king approached him and said, for the last time, I pray you answer my question, wise man. You've already been answered, said the hermit. Are You have already been answered. Why are you asking the same question? Looking up at the king who stood before him. What do you mean? Asked the king. What do you mean? You have not uttered any word and you are telling you have answered. How? Come to the next page. Did you not see, replied the hermit, if you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and dug those beds, you had gone your way. So, did you not see? You have pitied me, I have shown you sympathy towards me, and that is why you wanted to help to dug the beds. As I was getting weak, you saw that I was getting weak, very weak for digging the beds, as I am very old man. So you came up to help me. You hadn't gone away when I did not answer your question. You were there to help me. That man would have attacked you, but had gone your way, that man would have attacked you. So if you would go previously on that day only, then the man would have attacked you because the bearded man was waiting for that opportunity to kill the king. Right? But the king did not return. He stayed back to help the hermit. So the most important time was when you are digging the beds. So the most important time when you are digging. So he's telling the king that the most important time is that when you are digging the beds. Had you gone from there, then what would have happened? You have been killed. Excuse me. I was your most important man. So who's the most important person? So the right time is when you are doing that present work, the right man who is with you at that present moment. To me, good was your most important business. So what was your important job? To take care of me, to be my goal, okay? To help me out, that was your present job. So afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were attending for him. The most important time when the bearded man came running with the wound. Okay, why he came, why he killed, that was not important to him. His most important thing to him was, or important time was to take care of that man. So that is how it shows. The most important person is who? The most important time is who? The bearded man. Otherwise, he would have bled and died. For if you had not bound up his wounds, means if you have not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man. What you did for him was your most important business. Remember. So here comes the moral. Remember, there's only one time that is important now. So, whatever you are doing at present, that is your important time. It is the only time when you have any power. It is your own time, and you can judge yourself by doing good at that particular time. So, what is the most important time? We got the answer now. The most necessary man is he with whom you are, for no man knows whether he will ever have dealings with anyone else. So, who is the most important person to you or to listen to? The present man who is with you that present time. He is the important person. You will not find anyone. Okay, don't go out that he is important. He is important. No, everybody is important to you at that time when you are attending someone. Suppose somebody, you are doing something and somebody comes up and seeks help for you. So that is the present time. That is the most important person to you, whom you are going to help on that particular time. He is the important person. And the last one but not the least, the most important affair means job, is to do him good, because for that purpose alone was man sent into this life. So doing good to others, doing good to anyone whom you see who has landed up in trouble, is your most important job. So we got the three answers to the three questions, and the hermit did not answer the king because he was trying to show the king practically that what was the most important time, person, and job to him. Okay, And Leo Tolstoy has written this chapter. He was a Russian author, best known for his novels War and Peace and Anna Karenina, and also authorized short stories, essays, and plays. A man with great sympathy for the downtrodden and the poor. Tolstoy was a social reformer too, so he worked for the society also. His ideas about non-violent resistance influenced social leaders like Mahatma Gandhi. Even Mahatma Gandhi was inspired by Leo Tolstoy. Okay, and let's see what the word wise says. The meaning of the word question has changed with time. In the 13th century, it meant a philosophical or a divine problem. So, question was first some divine problem, means it comes with the religious thing. A century later, it also came to be referred as a difficulty or a doubt. So after 13th century, it came as a doubt or difficulty. You having any problem? So that's the question. Okay. So we'll do the exercise in the PDF classes. In the material class, I'll give it to you. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope this chapter is clear to you. If you have any problem, do ask me during the online classes. Okay. Have fun. Bye bye.